Hey everyone, it is Sunday, February 18th, and there's not a lot of college basketball games, but there are 5 plays here I want to run by you real quick. First one is actually South Florida. They are home against Florida Atlantic. So we know FAU's had a great year. We know the year they had last year. We know they're playing well this year. South Florida is also playing well, but they are a home underdog, so I like them. They're getting 3.5 points. Like I said, it's FAU, fantastic year. It's great, but South Florida, 18-5 on the year. They have won 10 straight games. They only have 1 home loss the entire year. That was back in November, I think your second game of the year, something like that. FAU is probably going to be the best team they play this year, so I understand why they are a home dog, but they score a lot of points. They averaging 75 on the year and over 78 at home. Like a lot of teams, they play better at home. Hitting threes particularly well at home. I think they're 40 something in the entire country. Shooting free throws fairly well, especially at home. And they just have a better defense. So it's one of those, I get FAU is, most people think they're the better team, and they probably are. But like I said, South Florida's a pretty good team. They're playing at home, going to get some points. I'm going to go ahead and take the 3.5 points. So next game is Charlotte. Charlotte is home versus Wichita State. They are giving 6.5 points, so 6.5 point favorite. It's really just, they're just, in my opinion, a much better team. Wichita State is 10-15 on the year. They have lost 12 of 14 games. They're not playing well. 6 of those are double-digit games. 2 others were by 9 points. So, like I said, they're not, they've had a long stretch here of not playing well at all. Charlotte, on the other hand, 16-8 on the year. They've won 10 of 11. Coincidentally, the only loss they had during that stretch was against that South Florida team we just talked about. They're just a much better team playing at home. Just 6.5 points they're giving. I'm okay with it. Game 3, Loyola Chicago. They're on the road at Rhode Island. Loyola Chicago is giving 4.5 points. Again, it's more of a much better team situation, so I'm going to go ahead and take it. Struggled early in the year, and they've been on a pretty good run. So Rhode Island not playing well. 11-13 on the year, so they're just under 500. Lost 6 of 8 games. When you figure out their average points given up, I think it's over 82 points. So they just all of a sudden hit this. They started the season okay, Rhode Island did, and then they just kind of hit this wall, and they just started playing really, really poorly, particularly defensively. So 82 points a game during that stretch. Loyola in Chicago, struggled early. They've been hot late, so they're 18-7 on the year. A really nice year. Won 5 straight, won 8 of 9. So again, better team, playing better, just giving 4.5 points. I know it's a road game, but I don't care. Game 4 is Canisius at Siena. I'm going to take the under here against Siena. One of the worst defenses in the league and play at a slow pace. So I like to look at some unders when they're involved here because they just don't score a lot of points. But the total is 138.5, 138.5 under. It's basically the 70 to 68 game. So, I'm assuming they're not going to be anywhere close to 70. The teams together offensively are averaging 132, so they're about 6.5 points under this. Again, I go with Canisius. If you look at their KenPom, it's 278 offense, which is great because again, they don't have a very good offense. 241 in defense, 130 in pace, but really it's about Siena. It's the the 359th in offense and 214th in pace. And but like I said, if you look over the course of the year, Canisius is they haven't been scoring a lot of points themselves. Again, that's like we're looking at 70 to 68, right? They're at 64 points or fewer in 6 of the 9 games, and a couple. I think they had two of those were actually over 70. But they've mainly been playing well under the 64 and just under 60, that sort of thing. Siena, over the course of the year, scored under 70 points in 21 of 25 games. And they've had a lot of 40s and a lot of 50s, that sort of thing. The last part about this is these two teams have already played this year, and they played right at 130s, which is 8.5 points under. So, again, there's really no reason for me to think this is actually going over, so I feel good here. Last game is Tennessee-Chattanooga. So Chattanooga is actually at Furman. Chattanooga is getting 2.5 points, so they are the underdog. Again, better team getting points. Chattanooga 18-8 on the year. They've won 8 of 9. They scored 80 plus points in 6 of those 8 games, and they scored 74 and 79 in the others. So they're just scoring a ton of points, and they are winning because they're playing good enough defense to actually pull this off. Furman, on the other hand, 14-12. They're also averaging 80 points on the year, but their defense is just not as good, so that's why they're basically 500. So again, 2 teams that can actually score, but Chattanooga just has a better defense. And like I said, they're winning games. Furman is actually nuts. So I figure the better team getting 2.5 points. Again, I know it's a road game, but getting 2.5 points, I'll go ahead and take it. So I like those 5 plays today. So I appreciate you guys. Hit the like and subscribe. Thank you very much for that. Good luck today.